Hey Mixers, welcome back to another WNBA player props video. We did have a full sweep on the two best bets that I gave you, so we will be giving out some money today. And if you want to get in the running for the cash prize giveaway today, just comment hashtag in the mix. I think I only have two best bets again today, but I am planning on adding some more later on. There's a lot of injuries on this upcoming slate, and so I think I need to see who's going to be in, who's going to be out before we make some of those decisions. But I'll just open it up to anyone for any comment, just like it was today. Just comment whatever you want, and you'll be automatically entered into that prize for the cash giveaway today. All right, let's give away that cash and then jump into the recap. All right, so let's spin this wheel here. And it looks, we have a lot of people on the wheel today. It looks like, oh, that was close. Rex Houston, you are the winner, and you have won before. Your comment was, I believe in, let's see, I believe Aaliyah Boston can get over 3.5 assists. I'm not as confident in Ryan Howard, but buddy, she was confident in you, and she got us there. So I will just send that over to you since I have paid you before. And yeah, thank you so much for the support. So jumping into the recap, Aaliyah Boston over 3.5 assists. She only had 4, so we went on the hook. She was in foul trouble. So I was really worried about that one. And then Ryan Howard over 8.5 rebounds and assists. She hooked us. Well, she didn't hook us. We hooked her with, well, I don't know if that's the right way to say it. But anyways, we went on the hook with 9. By the way, I had also taken Alicia Gray over 7.5 rebounds and assists in a side bet as an alt line. I didn't give that out to you guys, but that also hit. And then my leans, like I'm going to start tracking these on the games because I want to record some data on how my picks do so that when next year rolls around, I can start confidently making these picks knowing, what my history is. So I hit both money lines. So we had the Dream money line, which was the favorite, the Fever money line, which was the underdog. So that was for plus money. I didn't bet these, remember. And then the Dream minus 15, I gave it to you at 11.5, but it was minus 15 when the video aired. But that still hit. And then the Fever plus 2 hit. And then I missed both of the game totals. I took under on the Dream game, and that one went over. And I took over on the Sparks Fever game, and that one stayed well under. So I will put that record, I will start to keep track of those over here on the left-hand side so that you can see how good these calls are for me. Jumping into the slate for tomorrow, the Lynx at the Sun. The Lynx are 10-7 against the spread away. The Sun are 12-8-1 against the spread at home. Sun obviously don't have anything to play for. The Lynx don't really have anything to play for. Nobody can catch them at this point for the number 1 seed. I do expect the Lynx to win, so I would take the Lynx on the money line, but I'm not going to pay that juice. You guys already know that. And then I would probably just take the Sun on the spread because 14.5 is a lot to lay with anybody. And, in any Lynx game, I just think it can always turn out to be a really low scoring game. So we're going to take under on the total 165.5. And then hope the Sun can just keep it within, 2 touchdowns here, basically. So I'm not betting on these because I'm not allowed to bet on these in my state. I will occasionally bet on these types of things when I go out of state. Like, for instance, I'm going to Denver next week. Shout out to anyone who's in Denver. But I'll be there, and so I will probably place some of these bets, and I will let you know which ones I'm placing. None of these I like, well enough that I would actually put my money on it, even if I could. In the second slate, the Mystics at the Valkyries. The Mystics are 11-8 against the spread in away games. The Valkyries are 9-11 against the spread at home. But the Valkyries have a really good record at home of holding people to really low totals. So that is that's why we're seeing the low 152.5 total here. I'm going to take over on that total just because it is a little bit too low, and because the Valks are really going to want this game. So I just feel like, it could end up pushing a little bit over this very low number. But because that total is going to be low, I'm going to take the Mystics on the spread +5, because if the total's low, these teams should be able to stay pretty close together. And then I'm going to take the Valkyries to win because they really do need the win. And I think they can get it here at home. They've had a couple days rest now, so they're pretty fresh, although their roster is still pretty injured. We don't know if Tiffany Hayes is going to play. We're pretty sure, a lot of the others aren't going to play, but Tiffany Hayes, we're not sure. Xanda Lassini, I think, is probable, so she could end up playing as well. Next one here is going to be the Sky at the Storm. The Sky are 11-8 against the spread away, and the Storm are 9-11 against the spread at home. So we kind of those numbers say that the Sky are going to play pretty well, and they have been. They did play pretty well on the road, just barely. But I just think the Storm crushed them here. I think the Storm are just coming off of 2 losses, games that they really needed, and they really need this one as well. So I just think the Storm crushed the Sky here. I think it stays under the total, 162.5. But I will take the Sky on the spread because 11.5 is too much to lay with this Seattle Storm team that has not proved that it deserves to lay double digits with anybody. So I'll take the Storm on the money line to win the game, Sky on the spread, and then under on the total. Next, we have the Liberty at the Mercury. The Liberty are 8-6 against the spread in away games. The Mercury are 10-8 against the spread at home. So since this is a toss-up, you can get the Liberty or the Mercury at +1 on the spread. That's what I was seeing. So I'll take the Liberty +1, and then I'll take the Liberty +100 on the money line because I'm not getting any plus money on the Mercury. So you know me, I'm going to chase that plus money. We just hit on the Fever today if I had bet it. And you only have to win every other one at +100 to break even. So if you're winning any more than that, then you're making money. And then we'll go over on the total just because I think both of these teams could run it up. I think the Mercury are fighting for that second seed, and I know the Liberty want that as well. It's just with all those injuries on the Liberty, we don't know if Sabrina's going to play. We don't know if Natasha Cloud's going to play. Jonquel Jones, we don't know what's going to happen. I assume Breanna Stewart will get her full minutes. But we don't know for sure because she's coming back from injury as well. But she did play 31 minutes in the last game. So I expect her to play just fine. All right, let's jump into the picks. The first one I have here for you is Veronica Burton over 1.5 3-pointers made. This is at exactly a normal payout. So that is why I went with it. Sonia Citron, I also kind of like her in this same game over 1.5 3-pointers as well. But it is heavily juiced to go over. So I may or may not throw that into a slip somewhere, but this one here is a regular payout, so we're going to count it as a best bet. She's only over 50% of the time on all of her games, but she is over 3 out of 3 times against this Mystics team. Away games and home games. The home game was this 3, and then I think these 2 were the 2 away games. And then our next play here is in the same game. It's a little scary, to be honest. But we're going to take Shakira Austin under 13.5 points. She is only over this line 33% of the time in away games where she played at least 20 minutes. She did have 10 points in the only head-to-head game where she played at least 20 minutes with the Valkyries. So she was not able to get there. The only reason why this scares me is because she can go on a heater and drop 30 points, as we saw just the other day. But Shakira Austin does tend to play better at home. She gets more minutes at home. And Kiki Ariafin tends to get more minutes on the road. So that is what we're hoping for on this under here. And then I have an alt line play in the Storm Sky game. NECA over 14.5 points. I just think that 17.5 points line is it's scary. I want to take it because I think NECA is in a really good spot here, but it's just so high. So I want to lower it. I'll take the altered line for the reduced payout here over 14.5 points, and I think this will be a slam dunk. So she's over 89% of the time at home. She had 10 and 21 in 2 away head-to-heads, but they have not played each other at home yet in Seattle. NECA has not played the Sky at home in Seattle. So let's review those. Veronica Burton over 1.5 3-pointers. Shakira Austin under 13.5 points. Alt lines is NECA over 14.5 points. I probably will have an added play in the pinned comment today or tomorrow. Well, not today because I'm going to go to bed, but tomorrow maybe. Because there's a lot of injuries going on here. And once people get ruled in and ruled out, I think there's going to be a couple of spots that I want to attack, specifically on the Liberty. If Jonquel Jones is going to be out, I want to slam Breanna Stewart's rebounds. So, as long as it doesn't shoot up to 8.5, 9.5. But if it stays right around 6.5 or even maybe 7.5 and Jonquel Jones will not be there, I want Breanna Stewart's rebounds, for example. So that's just one example, but there's so many injuries that I just want to see what's going to happen. And then I'm not going to read through all these leans, but I'm just going to start making these picks on every single game so that I can track it and see how I do for next season. All right, thanks, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to get in the mix for today's cash giveaway. Thanks.